Population is an important topic because our human numbers have never been as large in our human history as they are today. In our 300,000 year history as Homo sapiens, we have, for the most part, maintained really small numbers in terms of human population. 90% of our existence as Homo sapiens, we've remained around or below 1 million people. And we've thrived and survived and managed to have relationships with the planet that were not so human-dominated and so destructive. But it's only over the last couple of 100 years where we have grown so quickly from 1 billion in about 1800 to now 8 billion. And so even reaching the 1 billion, it took us, 10,000 years to reach 1 billion from about 5 million. And then in just 200 years, we grew by a factor of 8, and our consumption grew by a factor of 100. And so what's happened really over the course of these 200 years, and that was largely driven by fossil-fueled industrialization, increase in lifespans, more children surviving, better health outcomes, which were really truly made possible by the fossil fuel discovery, which allowed us to just wreak havoc on the planet at a much faster pace. And so over the course of that time, to give you an example of why it's so important to look at human numbers, is even if you look at 10,000 years ago, when we just started engaging in domestication of animals and animal agriculture, if you looked at the weight of all of the mammals, we humans represented only 1% of all that weight. And the wild animals, wild mammals, represented 99%. If you look at the numbers now, today, we humans represent 36% of that weight. Majority of the weight of the mammals that exist on Earth today are the livestock that we keep in captivity and horrible conditions and kill for food. And only 4% of what's left is wild. So it went from 99% wild to 4%. And we and the animals that we keep for food is 96%. So you can see that this kind of destruction of the natural world has, we've had other types of mass extinctions before, but this is the first kind that is led primarily by one species, the human species. And there's a reason scientists are calling this the Anthropocene. Both our numbers and our consumption have played an immense role in destructing the very biophysical basis of our own existence. So it matters because it matters for our own existence, because our own fate is intertwined with the fate of our ecosystems, and we've destroyed them at alarmingly fast rates. Species are going extinct at at least 100 times faster than normal background rates.